Tadam. Coucou tout le monde, j'espère que vous allez bien, j'espère que vous êtes confortablement installés. On se retrouve pour la suite de Vampyr. Je suis super méga impatiente de voir ce qu'il va se passer. N'hésitez pas à aller vous chercher quelque chose à manger, quelque chose à boire, votre couverture pour vous emmitoufler et pour vous cacher le cou. C'est parti. Hello. Personne?
So Harriet Jones became the original carrier when Edgar gave her vampire blood. I must tell Elizabeth.
Ouais. Elle est en train de nous peindre.
What good fortune brings you back to me, Jonathan? What is it, my dear?
I'm afraid it's bad news, Elizabeth. The worst, actually.
Please, speak up.
Edgar is no longer in McCullum's grasp. I resolved that matter.
Where is our good friend now? Is he well?
He was mortally wounded. I put an end to his misery.
That is terrible, Jonathan. And yet you did what you must. The poor man.
Edgar Swansea was responsible for the Skull epidemic, Elizabeth. It was he who unleashed the deadly scourge upon London.
What? Are you certain? This is the most terrible accusation of all.
He confessed everything to me. He sought to cure the disease, to exploit vampire blood to stop the epidemic. But he unwittingly gave birth to a catastrophe.
All those poor victims. How could he do it? What happened?
Edgar gave no heed to ethics. His theory could have been proven to be correct, but he abused the confidence of his patients to test it.
I must say I'm shocked, Jonathan. Who would have thought it? And the poor patient. Let me guess. It was Harriet Jones, was it not?
Yes. That explains how Doris Fletcher was infected, and how she became an Ichor. She secretly visited her mother at Pembroke.
Then we have no choice. We must act quickly, Jonathan. We must return to the sewers and put an end to the threat poor Harriet embodies.
I have one more matter to discuss with you. Harriet Jones was the primary case, but do you know what a healthy carrier is?
There is a tone in your voice that frightens me, Jonathan. What are you trying to say?
It was your blood Edgar used for his experiment on Harriet Jones.
What? No. No. This can't be. Oh.
Elizabeth, are you all right?
No, I have to go.
What do you mean?
Leave me alone. Save the city, Jonathan. Save what can be saved.
Elizabeth, I need answers. Why did your blood
Stay
cause
away
this?
from me. Please. I swear I never was your enemy.
Wait! No! Elizabeth!
Mais qu'est-ce que ça arrive? D'autres tableaux? Elle l'a peint en blanc et elle mettait du rouge en haut. D'accord. Qu'est-ce qui t'arrive à tes yeux? Oh! Bon. On va aller prendre le là. Ensuite, on va aller donner la boîte. Et on va revenir sur nos pas. Et faire ça, j'imagine. Je ne sais pas. On va tester. Let's go!
Now would be a good time to blend the recipe Marshall used when he fought the disaster. I think I know where to find what I need.
Is there anything to connect me to this city anymore?
Whose blood could be purer than that of William Marshall? Lord Redgrave will have to spare me a drop.
Alors attends, c'est qui Lord Redgrave déjà?
Good evening, Albert. Have you any news about Aloysius Dawson?
I was hoping he would finance my
Merci.
research. But I heard he's given all his money to the sick and poor.
You need some rest, Clarence. You should try to sleep. Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And
What is your opinion of Aloysius Dawson?
it seems the old sod gave all his fortune to the poor and to charities at the last minute. I wonder what part you played in that turnaround.
Petit clin d'œil, on s'en va.
Goodbye, Charlotte. Give my best regards to your mother when you see her.
She's been quite busy these last few nights. I suspect you may see her before me.
Bah moi non, parce qu'elle veut plus me parler. Elle s'est cassée.
Good evening, Dr. Reid. A great night, what?
Have you any news on Aloysius Dawson?
I heard he died and gave all his money to the poor. Now that's a good man. An example for us all to follow.
Goodbye, Mr.
Monnaie, du coup. Hein?
Good evening, Mr. Kimura.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Have you heard of Aloysius Dawson?
In his last hours, the man spent most of his money improving healthcare in the city. Now that's generosity.
C'est bien.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Est-ce que ce serait là?
Hello, Venus.
Hello, Jonathan. Please, come in. Know that you are always welcome here. But what do you need from me, Jonathan?
Have you any recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
The old goat gave all his money to the poor. I wish he'd thought about sending some to his closest neighbors.
Ok.
Goodbye for now.
Oh, attendez, non, c'est ici.
Sir, you are not welcome here.
Bah si, je suis. Depuis quand je suis pas le bienvenu? Tout ça parce que j'ai pas transformé l'autre. Oh. Mais au moins, il a donné toute sa fortune pour la bonne cause. On va trouver une... après. Imagine, vous dites à quelqu'un, non, tu
I'm
rentres pas.
still persona non grata in the Ascalon Club. If I want to speak with Lord Redgrave, I'll have to improvise.
Pourquoi il a les yeux comme ça? Est-ce que c'est parce qu'il a mordu quelqu'un? Oh, c'est mauvais, c'est mauvais. Ah! Oh, attends 2 secondes. Voilà, merci. Ah bah il y en a un de moins. Ni vu ni connu. Redgrave. Est-ce que... Oh. Oui, il est là. Oh, il y a une autre porte là. Ça mène où? Oh! Ça te dérange, je visite? Je te parle après. Oh. Mais c'est grand ici. Objet à collectionner. Ok. Oh! Ah! Oh, il m'a fait peur, il est là-bas. Coucou.
Good evening, Lord Redgrave.
What are you doing here, traitor? I shall smite you for this audacity.
I'm not here to bicker, Lord Redgrave. I can put an end to this epidemic, but I need your assistance to do so.
Good. We've held out thus far, but the time has come to put an end to this crisis. Tell me, what do you need?
The blood of William Marshall.
The blood of William Marshall? Of my maker? Are you mad? This blood is the purest of all. My maker proffered it to me on the battlefield. I cannot hand it to you.
This is more important than the club, you, or me. This is London's last hope.
I see. Well, in that case, given the gravity of the situation, I suppose I can spare you a drop.
Thank you, my lord.
If you manage to save this city, you'll prove yourself a veritable servant of the crown. So Godspeed, Dr. Reid. Our fate lies wholly in your hands.
Merci. En même temps, si tous les habitants meurent, il y aura plus de sang à manger, alors je pense qu'il a pas trop le choix. Alors Usher, on a ton carnet et on l'a pas lu.
Good evening, Jonathan Reid.
Reid.
Can I help you in any way?
Bah justement, c'est pour ça qu'on l'a lu, parce que... On read. On fait la lecture.
Have you any news concerning Aloysius Dawson?
You unburdened his heart and cleared his mind. A most elegant solution, I must say, Jonathan.
Tell me the truth, Usher. Are you a vampire?
By the stole, you really thought you could force Usher Talltree to yield to your little mind tricks like an oblivious mortal?
Il peut pas nous forcer, on peut pas le forcer à nous dire la vérité.
Why can't I force you to answer me then?
I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole. It comes with certain advantages, like accessing the greatest library in the country and avoiding answering certain questions.
Il boit du thé à la verveine, j'en suis sûr.
So, are you or are you not a vampire?
As a brilliant man once said, to be unambiguous can only be to one's own detriment.
I found your notebook. The one the guard of Prewen stole from you.
And you've brought it back to me. That's excellent news, Jonathan. Were you able to keep yourself from reading it?
No.
Ah, the oldest temptation of all. If Pandora herself did not pass the test, I suppose I should not blame you for your curiosity.
So you're not angry with me?
Why should I be? To live is to make choices, Jonathan. And you made yours. Now give it to me, please.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander. Yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. A red river, a song in the dark.
Il nous en veut même pas. Par contre, il nous a pas donné d'argent du coup. Je sais pas si j'aurais pas dû le lire. D'un côté, on a appris plein d'infos. D'un autre côté, peut-être il nous aurait montré le truc avec les dalles là si on l'aurait pas lu.
Dr. Reid, still conducting your nocturnal survey?
Have you recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
Come on. The most ruthless tycoon of England dies and gives his fortune to the poor. The man has been tricked. I suspect torture and murder here.
Is it true you were dropped in rank? Tell me about it.
Yes, it is. I made a terrible mistake. I deserved it. Sometimes I think I should have resigned.
So why are you still working here?
Because I'm a damn fine copper. I just don't want to have someone innocent hung again by mistake because of me.
The death penalty is not an efficient deterrent. I sometimes think it pushes criminals to more violence, since they know they have nothing to lose.
I agree. I'm convinced all civilized nations should abolish the death penalty. Maybe after the war, once that bloodshed is over, the survivors will change that.
Why do you think there shouldn't be a death penalty?
I believe no one should decide to take a man's life. Not a nation or a government.
Are you a pacifist, Inspector?
No, sir. But I believe in divine justice. Only God has the right to decide who will live and who must die.
What are you investigating, exactly?
Well, my 2 missing persons cases have been solved. By you, it seems. Are you just that lucky? Or do you know something I don't?
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something? What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I did was to lead them safely home. Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reid. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
Ouais.
Good evening, Mr. Baker.
Why do I always have feelings of déjà vu when I talk to you?
Have you any recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard he's dead. I hope he found his twin brother, wherever they are now.
You knew Aloysius's twin brother?
Yes. I think we were even together in the Gemini Club for a time. A somewhat secret society that only accepts twins as members.
Goodbye, Mr. Baker.
Hello again, Dr. Reid.
Have you any recent news of Aloysius Dawson?
I try not to listen to gossip or rumors. Unlike my brother, I am only interested in facts.
Ok.
Goodbye for now, Mr. Baker.
This district seems to get uglier every year.
C'est qui lui déjà?
Good evening, sir. Do you remember me?
If you're here for a reward, you'll be sorely disappointed. But I'll gladly shake the hand of a fellow countryman.
I'm not here for a bounty. I'm a doctor. Dr. Reid from the Pembroke.
A doctor? In Whitechapel? What an opportunity. My name's Bates. Cadogan Bates.
Do you require assistance, Mr. Bates?
Not me, but your skills could help a lot of people round here. That would help my business, because I say a live tenant's a paying tenant.
What help could I possibly be to your business?
That's simple. I already get good money from all those fleeing the war. Can you imagine what they'd be willing to pay if I could offer medical assistance too?
Mr. Bates, do not make me regret saving your life in this quarantine zone.
I understand, Dr. Reid, you're from a good family. Don't want to get your hands dirty. That's fine. I'll be happy to act as your middleman.
I've no interest in money. Perhaps one night I will visit you and take what I require. If that should happen, there will be no need for a middleman.
So it's a no then. That's too bad. The Reid tonic could have really helped people, you know, save lives. Isn't that what you do? I mean, people buy that Swamborough shit.
It's unusual to see someone so happy around here, especially considering the current situation.
Why should I be sad now? There've always been wars, disease, tragedy. There always will be.
That's an unusual way of seeing things in these trying times.
I don't see why I should shed a tear for another man's woes. I'm healthy, and I intend to stay so.
What is your business, exactly?
I offer fair lodgings for a modest price to the poor and weary of Whitechapel.
I see. And what about those who cannot pay?
Well, deals can be done, if you know what I mean. Money's not the only currency. After all, I'm not immune to a pretty face.
You obviously place yourself above the misery of Whitechapel, but you are as repellent an individual as I have ever met.
Begging your pardon, I thought you was a man who could appreciate the complexity of the modern world. Things ain't just black and white, you know.
Tell me, what's your honest opinion of the increasing violence in London?
People are just beginning to discover what we've always known. This city's rotten to the core. They just took their bloody time to wake up and notice it.
What do you mean?
People are acting like the violence is news. But it's always been savage down here. It just bubbles to the surface every now and again.
You seem to have recovered well since your attack. Do you ever think about what happened to you?
Not much. It was a fucking nightmare. Savages, absolute bloody savages. Their appearance. Jesus. It made me want to puke.
You'd better not come back here. I won't be around next time to save you. I want to know everything about the recent violence, Cadogan. And I want the truth.
Well, rent may be a bit high, and yeah, I've had to evict a few people. But that's business, isn't it?
Take this as my final warning. You will not profit from the misery of others. Business is one thing, but what you do is quite another.
Really? What you gonna do? You ain't from here. You ain't Whitechapel, Doctor. You wouldn't know the first thing about playing dirty, even if you wanted to.
Have you heard anything about Nurse Crane and her dispensary?
Not really.
Why am I not convinced?
Maybe it's because you lack faith. Being a skeptic must be useful for a man of science.
A man such as yourself, knee-deep in the muck of Whitechapel, must know more. Speak now.
Heard it closed after the owners died. Refugees don't want to come to Whitechapel no more. Scared, I hear.
You sound disappointed.
As long as she was there at the dispensary, it attracted more immigrants and kept my place full. Such a shame.
How are conditions in Whitechapel at present?
The way this sickness is spreading, I don't think there'll be enough new bloods to replace those tenants I'm losing from this bloody thing.
Goodbye, Mr. Bates.
Hop.
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reid? Please come in.
Oh, il me demande d'entrer.
How do you see the world?
Please come in.
What can I do for you, Doctor?
Oh.
Your sister seems to believe this miracle elixir business is somehow doing you good.
Loretta believes that keeping busy is what I need to be happy.
And is she wrong?
My sister is wrong about almost everything. But as long as she thinks she's in charge, she can be nice.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Bon, on n'a pas d'autres papiers à lui donner. Oh, il bouge, il bouge, il bouge. On va l'espionner. Vas-y, continue de bouger. Est-ce qu'il sent notre présence, vous pensez, ou pas? On a un voisin. C'est ici, c'est ici. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait?
All right, time to make some more of that miracle stew. Where is the burner?
Oh mais il va se brûler là, il l'entend pas le burner? Pourtant on l'entend.
Ouch, shit. Ow. Oh shit, no more chlorine. Well, the next batch will be a little less miraculous, that's all.
On peut pas l'aider là, franchement. Bon, c'est peut-être embarrassant pour lui, mais...
Good evening, Mr. Swanborough.
Is it you, Dr. Reid? Please come in. Either brave or a... What can I do for you, Doc?
Is your sister using you and your skills for her own profit?
I've lost my sight, not my wits. Loretta couldn't manipulate me in a million years.
Are you sure about that? You clearly depend on her.
Let me be perfectly clear. I came up with the idea of the Swanborough cordial. Loretta needs me more than I need her.
So, Mason, you are the creative one in the Swanborough business, are you not?
Yes, I am. I am the one who invented and improved the family recipe.
And you do it all by yourself? Blind and isolated in this laboratory?
My eyes may be useless, but my brain is still sharp. Once a chemist, always a chemist.
Mason, why would you waste your skill and knowledge on crafting snake oil and fake drugs?
But this is my only opportunity to continue practicing my art.
By giving false hope to desperate people?
They all see me as disabled and useless. I'm sick of their pity.
You are nothing but a vengeful, bitter man who takes delight in selling false hope to terrified people.
Believe what you want, Dr. Reid. I don't care. I play with the cards fate dealt me, that's all.
Goodbye, Mr. Swanborough. I'll leave you now.
Wandering in this part of town at night, you're either brave or a fool.
Non, ça va.
If McCullum really drank the blood of King Arthur, then I may have found another vital ingredient for my recipe.
À quoi tu penses, Reid, là? Hein? Ouais, donc on n'a pas encore la feuille. Par contre... Comment tu veux trouver du sang là-dedans, là? Ah, je viens de capiche. Bonjour, monsieur. Oh non, c'est lui?
Good evening, vampire hunter.
Are you here to end me, Leech? You'll find I will not be killed easily.
Not at all, McCullum. I am here because I need you.
Really? I'm intrigued. Speak up, then.
I need the blood of a king. The blood of Arthur. I'm certain you possess it, and I must have it.
The Guard's most sacred and precious relic. Why would you... You found Marshall's memoirs. I should have destroyed that book.
I need the antidote to save this city, McCullum.
It is within me to take your words as truth. I want to, but I must know more. What precisely are your plans?
Mais du coup, imaginez si j'avais fait le choix, si j'aurais fait le choix de le tuer, ça veut dire que j'aurais dû avoir l'ingrédient par une autre façon. Ah ah! Intéressant. On lui dit parce que je pense qu'en étant honnête avec lui, et si on lui montre qu'on lui dit tout et qu'on est honnête, il y a peut-être plus de chances qu'il nous fasse confiance. Il peut aussi nous la mettre à l'envers, mais bon, on va essayer d'être honnête.
A creature called a disaster is about to be unleashed. It falls upon me, as once it did Marshall, to stop it before the whole country is ravaged.
I should have destroyed that book. And yet, I wish I could join this battle alongside you.
Oh.
But this crusade is not mine to fight.
Do you not understand? We wanted the same thing from the outset. A means to end this vampire epidemic.
Not enemies! Maybe that is so. Take it then. I see no other hope for this city. If this is some trick, you will be damned, Dr. Reid.
Ok. On parle encore un petit peu?
Thank you. Can we speak more?
Indeed. Why not?
Oh, qu'est-ce que tu fais là?
Why are you here?
The man who raised me after the brutal murder of my parents. He's buried here.
Oh.
Were both your parents killed by vampires?
Yes. And yet worse. My father returned to Dublin a vampire and tore out my mother's throat.
And who was this man?
Carl Eldritch. One-time leader of Prewin. He killed my father in front of me. Helped me hunt my brother Ain after teaching me how to kill leeches.
What will the Guard of Prewin do now? Will you stop the Great Hunt?
Yes. But we shall continue to protect innocents from beasts like you and your red-headed friend.
Like me?
I am indebted to you for sparing me at Pembroke. But this won't always be the case. I'm no coward like those St. Paul's Stoll brothers.
How long have you known Lady Ashbury? Where is she? And what will you do to her?
We saw you meeting her, so of course we investigated. She is gone. Our scouts reported she has sold some paintings and departed for an unknown destination.
Adieu, vampire hunter.
Until we meet again, blood drinker.
Oh, il nous sort des mots français, c'est romantique. Oh, comment il se retourne. Oh, moi aussi. Non, je peux pas le faire, attends.
Hello again.
Hello.
Hello.
Adieu.
Adieu.
Until we...
Ok. Alors, sur ce, on a encore un ingrédient à trouver. Adieu. C'est tellement dramatique. C'est tellement beau. Oh, adieu. Adieu, mon ennemi juré. Mais c'est pas là. Je suis perdue. Est-ce qu'il peut nous aider à nous trouver la sortie? Je pense qu'il a plus le sens de l'orientation que nous. Ah non, c'est bon, c'est bon. Oh, ne me lâche pas.
I cannot use garlic, but there may be a substitute in the Pembroke Hospital drug storage.
Oh non. C'est vrai? Il faut que j'aille là-dedans? Oh, j'aime pas cet endroit. Ok, vous êtes prêts?
There it is. Into it.
Je l'ai trouvé!
Much more efficient than garlic against blood poisoning and sepsis, and much less dangerous for me. Thank you, Dr. Polescu.
Tintin.
The blend seems stable. Time to go and find Harriet in the sewers.
Oui! Troisième lettre d'Aubrey Reid. Manoir Reid, le 4 avril 1908. Mon cher fils, ceci est ma dernière lettre pour toi, et j'ai choisi de la cacher au Pembroke Hospital. Te souviens-tu de la déception que tu as ressentie lorsque ta candidature a été rejetée? Je ne t'avais jamais vu dans un état pareil. Tu n'as pas dit un mot pendant plusieurs jours. C'est la toute première fois que j'ai réalisé que tu avais une part d'ombre, mon fils. Une pierre noire enfoncée dans ton cœur, invisible aux gens autour de toi. Cette ombre, je l'ai parfois vue chez ta sœur également. J'ai eu peur pour vous deux, car je savais parfaitement ce que c'était de ressentir cette humeur ténébreuse. C'est le côté obscur des Reid. La raison pour laquelle je dois partir, maintenant que je me sais condamné. Je suis malade, mon fils. Le diagnostic est irrévocable et je ne serai bientôt plus de ce monde. Je refuse d'être vu ainsi par ceux que j'aime. C'est ma décision et ma faute. Tu es si loin de nous en ce moment, à Paris, auprès du docteur Carrel, à apprendre comment faire des transfusions pour sauver des vies. Pensant déjà à des moyens d'améliorer ces méthodes que tu as contribué à créer, je suis fier de toi, mon fils. Mais même toi, tu ne peux pas me sauver. Je ne serai pas Aubrey Reid, le banquier mourant incapable de quitter mon lit entouré de ses amis et de sa famille. Je le refuse. C'est la raison pour laquelle je vais partir. De la même manière que tu nous as quittés pour devenir le grand chirurgien que tu es destiné à être. Le grand chirurgien que je ne veux surtout pas voir au-dessus de moi, me regardant en sachant que la fin est proche. Continue à étudier, mon fils. Deviens celui que tu veux devenir. Et surtout, fais-le pour toi, et non pas pour ton père qui t'aime. J'ai pris toutes les mesures nécessaires pour vous protéger tous les trois, de tous les dangers à venir. Je veux que tu te souviennes de moi tel que j'étais, et non pas tel que je m'apprête à devenir. Je m'en vais, car je vous aime tous, mes chers trésors. Je m'en vais, car j'ai moi aussi cette part d'ombre que j'ai cachée à tout le monde aussi longtemps que je le pouvais. Dans quelques jours, je me rendrai là où je me tenais lorsque tu es parti pour la France. C'est là que je laisserai un dernier cadeau pour toi, puis je disparaîtrai et nous nous reverrons plus jamais. Adieu, Jonathan. Je te souhaite d'être aussi heureux que je l'ai été durant toutes ces années. Embrasse Marie et ma chère Emmeline de ma part. Prends bien soin d'elle. Adieu, mon enfant adoré. Ton père aimant et dévoué pour l'éternité, Aubrey Reid.
Southwark. My departure for France as a promising student. My return as a brilliant surgeon. About to be killed. Transformed.
Regardez, là la plante elle est comme ça. Ça fait combien de jours que je l'ai plantée? Ouais. Oh, elle a poussé, regardez. Oui.
It's alive. It's alive. And it needs a name. I shall call you Lisa.
Lisa. Ok. Coucou.
Good evening, Nurse Hawkins.
Good evening, Dr. Reid.
Ah oui, bah
Are
oui.
you all right? I heard the hospital was attacked.
Poor Dr. Swansea. He was the only one to stand up to those brutes. And now they've dealt with him.
Where is Dr. Swansea?
I don't know. I hid behind a tent. I saw nothing.
Do you need medical help yourself, nurse?
I'm afraid I've contracted some illness, Dr. Reid.
Ah bon? Pourquoi je peux pas lui donner les médicaments?
Not under my watch, nurse. Take this.
Ah,
You'll
je
feel
peux.
better.
Okay.
Thank you, Dr. Reid.
Ah, je croyais que je les avais pas. Ok.
Goodbye, Nurse Hawkins.
Goodbye. Ok, nous allons voir le docteur Tippett.
Good evening, Dr. Tippett.
Dr. Reid, any good news to share?
Are you okay? I heard the hospital was attacked.
Yes. Can you believe it? Attacking a hospital of all places. Mindless savages.
Is anyone hurt?
No, but Dr. Swansea is missing. I believe they wanted money or drugs. Maybe these brutes will ask for a ransom.
Do you need any medical assistance yourself, Doctor?
Yes, indeed. But don't worry, I am perfectly capable of taking care of myself.
I have no doubt about it, but you are still ill all the same. Please, take this medicine.
I appreciate your concern, Dr. Reid. To be honest, I just did not take the time to diagnose myself.
Goodbye, Dr. Tippett.
Ok. Ici, les gens sont soignés. Oh zut, je passe par où? Par là? Qu'est-ce qu'il fait lui?
Stop, Vampyr!
Mais monsieur, non, non, attendez! Monsieur! Il était en position de la croix. Lol, vous avez vu? Il se tenait debout comme ça, là. Est-ce que c'est là-dedans? Montre de grande valeur. Est-ce que c'est ça? Oui, c'est ça. C'est la montre. Bah du coup, on va la garder. Une magnifique montre en or ouvragée qui appartenait au père de Jonathan. On va la garder. Je crois que c'est les escaliers. C'est ça. Ils sont où?
This place has been ransacked.
Oh! Oh non!
They've all been slaughtered.
Oh non!
Pre-1. No, not their style.
Elle est où, la dame qui nous a aidés? Harriet! Ça sent le cas.
Where has Harriet gone? She must have left a trail I could follow.
Ok, ça veut dire qu'il faut regarder les traces de sang.
Bon, on va suivre les traces de sang, ouais.
C'est limite, elle est en train de transporter des corps avec elle. Qu'est-ce qu'il nous veut encore, lui, là, de zigoto, hein?
Qu'est-ce qu'il y a?
Take not a step further, child, for you are unprepared.
You, at last. I wondered when you would show your face again. Step away. We have nothing to discuss.
Desist, child. You cannot confront the monstrosity unleashed upon this land without due preparation. I shall not allow it.
All right. But no more riddles. Enough of the obscure songs and prophecies. I ask questions, and you answer them.
My words have been as clear as crystal lakes, my child. You seem unwilling to drink, to listen, to learn.
What is your true appearance?
I do not understand. This is who I am.
But who are you really? Tell me your name.
I am your maker. I am the servant of the Red Goddess and protector of this land. I have many names.
Just give me one, then.
There are those who call me Merdin Wild, the Wild Horned Man. But I never was a man. I was born out of blood.
Blood? You are made of blood? Surely you are joking.
Why would I? And no, I'm not made of blood. I am blood. Blood is what I am since my birth and for eternity.
Why did you choose me?
Only you could provide a modern, scientific answer to this ancient, mystical threat.
What kind of modern answer?
Disease, contagion, and contamination. How they course through veins is your dominion, my child. Your choices have made you. Only you can save this land.
Speak to me of this ancient threat.
The blood of hate. Vessel of the wrath of the goddess. When she awakens, a disaster will be born into this world, for she is hunger and anger.
I'm here to stop Harriet Jones. She is the original carrier. The well from which this corruption flows.
I have heard you, but be wary. Harriet Jones's mind is no more. She has metamorphosed into an apocalypse. Born from, drenched in, and driven by the blood of hate.
Tell me about this disaster, creature. I know London fell victim to such a thing in 1666.
A disaster is pure anger born through blood. Its name means bad star, for they only appear when our queen unleashes her unquenchable wrath upon the world.
And who is this queen?
She is the Red Goddess, the Queen of Blood. In my youth, 100 lifetimes ago, she was worshipped as the Morrigan. She is my mother. She is yours, too.
The Morrigan? The Celtic goddess of war? Is this a ruse of some kind?
She has been worshipped in many forms throughout the ages. The true nature of the Red Queen is beyond your comprehension, eluding even mine. But know this, she is a vengeful mother.
So the disaster is some sort of accident. A disease vampires carry dormant in their blood, waiting to emerge.
That's your modern answer. But a disaster is at the same time both less and more.
Tell me what it is then, in your own words.
A disaster is the pure will of our queen. Whenever she dreams of walking this earth, she awakes in this putrid vessel.
What is the blood of hate?
It is the curse of the goddess. It is the hunger in you, the need for blood, the will to strike and to punish, to spit in the eye of God.
I only wish to know how to put an end to this epidemic.
To perform an act so noble, you must protect yourself from its poisonous kiss, my child.
I know. McCullum used such a serum when trying to kill me. However, I have produced a more efficacious version of the antidote.
Your final task awaits you at the end of these tunnels. I've known for ages you were worthy of this challenge, my champion, Bittersweet.
What will happen thereafter? What future awaits me beyond these dark tunnels?
Your fate, my child, and the fate of this land. A disaster is about to enter this world to smite us all and teach us humility. You are our final hope.
Will it be over then? Once I've defeated this creature?
Yes. The threat will dissipate like so much smoke, for you will have purified its source.
And then what? What will become of me?
How would I know? I am no god, and your fate is in your own hands. For you are our champion.
You tricked me. My sister died for your schemes. I have brought suffering and tragedy into this world. I am not, nor will I ever be your champion.
Very soon you'll come to know that sacrifice is sometimes necessary. I understand the grudge a child bears towards his father and mother. Be brave, my child.
Ok, vous êtes prêts?
These poor skulls didn't stand a chance.
Bon appétit à ceux qui sont en train de manger.
Oh, I'm sick. So sick. Doctor, help me, please. I'm in such pain.
I'll be glad to be of assistance.
Ah, like your help, Doris. Liars, all of you. My poor baby. I've been such a bad mother. But the Queen herself forgave me. Gave me another chance.
Harriet, you must stop all of this. I can't let you infect anyone else.
How dare you interfere with the Red Queen's plans, Doctor? How can you stop the course of nature? They took my daughter from me!
Qu'est-ce qu'elle fait? Oh! What? What?
This anger I feel, is it wrath? I think it is. Oh, how infinitely, how intensely, how irredeemably are you all going to suffer now?
No one could ever defeat you, mother of us all, for you are our every root and leaf.
You've always been my most amusing son.
Then go back to sleep, my queen, and smile at us from your dreams.
Did they feel my wrath? Have they suffered enough?
More than ever, mother of us all.
Until the next time.
Until the next time.
Il va y avoir une prochaine fois?
So it's over then, young Ekon.
Jusque la prochaine
You
fois.
have put an end to this terrible menace.
Old Bridget? What are you doing here?
This is my realm, Ekon. This is Suaskal territory.
But they were all massacred by the monstrosity that Harriet became.
Others will come, engendered by deceitful vampires. I don't mean you, of course.
I thought you'd been slaughtered, with all the other Suaskals.
I was up above, in search of help when Harriet suddenly turned into that thing. I have no idea what it was.
It's over now. London is no longer shrouded in the disaster's shadow. We're all safe.
Yes, you prevailed in the end. I hope you'll forgive me for the way I treated you when first you presented yourself at our gate.
No need to apologize, really.
Perhaps there will be no stories told or songs sung of what happened here today. But I'll know the truth. Jonathan Reid, newborn vampire, stepped forward and saved us all.
I'm honored to be part of this city's legend. Thank you, old Bridget. May I ask you just one question?
How could I refuse you anything now? I'll answer just as I answered Lady Ashbury when we met a few nights ago.
Who are you? Really?
I was born with the name Bridget Eleanor Wellington. In 1738, my beloved and immortal husband decided to preserve my beauty and youth forever by making me drink his blood.
You were Lord Redgrave's wife. Then the pompous fool rejected you, did he not?
It was about 200 years ago. Peace found me in time. And I sincerely hope it will find you too. Now that all is over.
No, it's not over. I may have ended the vampire epidemic, but I still need answers from the woman I love.
I feared you would say that. Go then, young Ekon, and face your fate. Just remember that I'll always be here for you.
Je vais arrêter là, mes amis. Je suis super impatiente de continuer. Vraiment, c'est un plaisir de jouer à Vampyr. La façon dont c'est écrit, le scénario, l'histoire et tout, c'est super méga intéressant, super prenant. N'hésitez pas à me dire en commentaire qu'est-ce que vous pensez du jeu, qu'est-ce que vous pensez des personnages, de l'histoire. Je suis impatiente et aussi curieuse de vous lire. Si jamais vous voulez me soutenir mon contenu, ce que je fais, n'oubliez pas de mettre un petit pouce bleu à la vidéo. Pourquoi pas aussi la partager autour de vous. Ça m'aide beaucoup si vous le faites, donc merci infiniment. Prenez soin de vous, c'est le plus important. Et je vous dis à bientôt. Bisous bisous.